So no, this is a big one too. Now that I think about it, the actual complexity of a trust, um, it limits your potential lenders. So a lot of lenders don't actually really like people using trusts. So you cut down the your options drastically. If you're just purchasing a trust, if you're purchasing through a trust with just yourself and your partner being the main contributors to that trust, or at least the funding of it anyway,
Hmm.
yeah, there's a lot of banks who won't even touch that to begin with.
Yeah. So you decrease the lenders that you could possibly use.
On your panel. Yeah. So maybe what I've seen, it cuts them out a lot, but it's not to say that you're not getting a good rate still anyway.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
you never know. Like you just cut down with certain lenders. Maybe they have a policy in place that doesn't actually suit something else that you've got. Maybe you're self-employed. This bank's happy to lend to you through a trust, but some ruling in their policy doesn't actually agree with what you've got in from your self-employed income. So banks look at companies if they've had a big increase in income. So let's just say 1 year you've earned 200 grand, the next year 300. Things like that kind of throw the banks off a bit because they're like, well, hold on, is this sustainable? What's actually happened for this big increase?
Mm.
And that can actually put you backwards and put you in a bad spot with some of these banks.
Wow. That's interesting.
So yeah, you do have a reduction in your options, but it's still very much doable.
That's so weird that a bank would look at that of like, oh, is this sustainable? And then decrease your borrowing capacity lower than what it may have previously been. If you've got
Yeah,
an income of 200K and it goes to 300K and you could have got borrowing capacity with the 200K income, now they're looking at your income being lesser. That's so interesting.
yeah. Well, you just don't know if people are fraudulently inflating income for for finance and things like that. So
All these side
if
hustles,
you've looked at someone who's been trading and they're consistently, maybe they're growing by 5% every year for the last 5 years, and
right?
then right before they go for finance in their last financial year, it's just exploded. Obviously, there's a myriad of reasons why that could be legitimate, but it's just something that they need to investigate and draw more light on analysis on your financials.